The disappearances of Lisa Stebic and Stacy Peterson were eerily similar. The women lived less than 10 miles apart, and they went missing almost 6 months apart. It just seems so eerie after Lisa disappeared in April of 2007 to all of a sudden have another woman from Will County disappear in much the same way.
I tried getting her out of there the Saturday before. She said she couldn't because he could take the kids. Because he was the breadwinner, she said, and that's why she was going to college. After I stayed up all night and I got done hacking her email and her cell phone and all that, I was waiting until her class. And when I got to the college, I walked around campus and I found like a counselor. I was like, well, there's somebody that she knew in the class. I don't know his name, but she had dinner with him. She went back into the classroom and asked the class who had dinner with Stacy Peterson. And this man stood up and she asked him to come out, and he did. And when he saw me, he just started, he almost started crying, and he goes, he killed her.
7 years later, we have no criminal charges. From the get-go, investigators pointed to each of their husbands and named them persons of interest. Since then, Drew Peterson has been charged and convicted of the murder of his third wife, but he's never been charged with Stacy's disappearance. Same thing with Craig Stebic. Craig Stebic was never charged criminally in connection with the disappearance of his wife, Lisa.
My strongest memory of Lisa is her hearty laughter. And that is something that's very much missed at all of our family gatherings. The 7-year anniversary just passed by this spring, and this is one of the first times that we did not commemorate it in any way publicly, because at this point I'm just feeling such a sense of frustration. If I stand there next to the police or the state's attorney and hold a press conference and they tell the public, this is still an open investigation, this is still very much a case that we're looking into, we're giving it a fresh look. What does that really mean at this point? After 7 years, I'm not sure what else the family can do to bring attention to this case. The public in Chicago certainly knows about Lisa Stebic's case. I guess I can only pray that in other cases, like the Brown's Chicken case comes to mind, where someone who knows something comes forward and would actually make a break in this case. I'm not sure that we will find Lisa's body without something like that happening.
Lisa Stebic's cousin told me that they never had a funeral for Lisa Stebic. They believe that she's dead, but they can't mourn her. They don't know what happened to her. They don't have a grave site to visit. Same thing with Stacy Peterson's sister, who still to this day is going out with cadaver dogs and looking for her sister's body.
They say we got a cadaver dog hit, which we've had in the past. We're not allowed to dig or do anything because that's evidence, We don't want to disturb anything, so we flag it, mark it, tell them. It'll take them months to go look, It's very frustrating. It's like, really? So yeah, I don't follow that rule anymore. If they want the evidence, they can be out there looking. I want my sister. You figure out your case. I want to bring her home, I still have hope that the Illinois State Police and the state's attorneys are working her case into bringing Drew to justice.
We are going to aggressively review that case, with an eye towards potentially charging it.
The prosecutors are in a tough position. They say they have to bring a responsible prosecution. Surely if they thought they had the evidence to do it, I'm sure they would have charged these men long ago. And the problem here for prosecutors is you can only try somebody for a murder one time. For instance, Craig Stebic, who has been named a person of interest but never charged in his wife's disappearance, if prosecutors were to decide to file criminal charges against him, take him to trial, and then lose, and then later his wife's body did surface with clear evidence of what happened, they could never put him on trial again. So it's a matter of weighing justice and the evidence and trying to bring a responsible prosecution.
I want someone charged. I'm not privy to all the information that the police and the FBI have on this case. All that I have ever heard from them is that there has only ever been one person of interest in this case, and that's Craig Stebic.
It's quite obvious that there's a lot of missing people in Will County, and there's no charges being brought. I don't know if there will be charges. At the rate they're going right now, no. The rate I'm going, yeah.